First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Red light cameras may get the green light in another local city. And we're learning more about a botched burglary that turned deadly in Chesapeake. Plus, a school bus beatdown caught on tape. Why a 70-year-old woman says she was forced to attack a student.
But first, a live look at Super Doppler 10 radar and the rain, as well as the stormy weather that's going on out there. Parts of our area under a tornado watch.
And that's why we're going to start things off with our Chief Meteorologist, Don Slater, in the Super Doppler 10 Weather Center. What is going on?
We've got no warnings in our area right now. So in other words, yes, we've got some rumbles of thunder, we've got some rain, but no warnings. In other words, thunderstorms strong enough to do some damage or produce tornadoes. But there is that watch box in effect, that tornado watch for the Middle Peninsula, Northern Neck, and into Northampton County and the Eastern Shore until 9 o'clock this evening. And you can also note that there is one lone tornado warning out there, and it's not within our area. But that's where things have really been popping up right on into this area, and that's why the tornado watch was issued until 9 o'clock this evening. And we take a little bit different view of things. 144 lightning strikes on the screen right now, and you can see them mainly out of that bad one to the east and northeast of Richmond. You can see some of the rainfall that moved on through the Hampton Roads area earlier, now over the lower Chesapeake Bay, intending to fall apart. But farther southward we look, and really this is where we're seeing some action toward the Edenton area, lifting on up into Hertford, North Carolina, and Super Doppler 10 Live refreshing here and getting the latest picture. Snug Harbor, Greenfield, Yopum Station, Burgess, just south of the town of Hertford. We're seeing some fairly hefty thunderstorms going on there right now. We'll update Super Doppler 10 Live for you. No warnings in effect for our area right now. We'll update everything for you and a much better forecast in a few minutes.
Breaking news out of Louisa County right now. That's where 4 tornadoes have been reported in a rural area. The sheriff's office says that one tornado hit a house that dates back to 1746, but there are no reports of injuries at this time. The home's roof apparently blew off and columns toppled. The National Weather Service says that a Weather Service team could be in Louisa County as early as Friday to survey that damage. You may remember that Louisa or Mineral was the same county that was the epicenter of the August earthquake.
Family members reported a 30-year-old man missing in Hertford County, North Carolina. Then a hunting trip revealed the worst. That led deputies to 17-year-old Frederick Williams, Jr., who now faces a murder charge. Then on your sides, Ava Hurdle's in the newsroom. Ava, the break came when a hunter found the body. What else have investigators said?
Well, Tom, it appears the two men got into an argument, and according to the sheriff, the victim was reported missing on Monday. It's the kind of crime that makes front page news in the local paper, and people are talking about 17-year-old Frederick Scott Williams, Jr., who's charged with murder.
The guy that I heard that shot him went to the local high school. They never heard nothing bad about him. They thought he was a nice guy. I wouldn't expect that from him.
But Williams is charged with the apparent shooting death of 30-year-old Jason Jermaine Harrell during an argument.
Got a call on Tuesday afternoon, approximately 4 p.m. A hunter had found a vehicle and what possibly could have been a body with a sheet over it.
This near a wooded path off Ward Road. The sheriff says the vehicle matched the description of one reported missing on Sunday. Authorities nabbed Williams pretty quick.
Through our investigation, a community that really helped us out along the way.
He has not said how the pair knew each other or what led up to this, but it's left many in the community a bit surprised.
It's normally a wonderful area. You don't hear bad things happen often. It was a shock to hear about that just close to our area.
She admits she'll watch her surroundings and be more careful now. Williams is held without bond at the county jail and has a court date later this month. I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Meantime, the Norfolk Medical Examiner's Office says the Norfolk man who was killed during a botched robbery in Chesapeake was shot in the head. Authorities ruled that 26-year-old Jesse Tharrington's death was a homicide. He was shot and killed on Tuesday night in a home on Nottoway Drive. Police say that Tharrington was one of 3 suspects who broke into a home. Detectives are still searching for the other 2. One is believed to be the gunman. Family members say that the homeowner was shot in the leg. Newport News police say that the suspect who used a woman to lure robbery victims is now behind behind bars. Detectives say 22-year-old Tyrell Williams turned himself in last night. 10 on your side first told you about the robberies last week and showed you surveillance video of the suspects. Police say on 3 different occasions, a woman lured a man to a location where Williams attacked and robbed them.
Police say a man who attacked and robbed a woman in Virginia Beach also robbed a Norfolk State student. William Cannon's accused of pulling a gun on that man before robbing him back on September 16th. Police say the student was walking across a parking lot on Park Avenue when it happened. Detectives are now looking for 2 other suspects in that case, and police arrested Cannon and Rolando Goodman earlier this month for attacking a woman as she walked into her apartment off Shell Road. Investigators say Goodman sexually assaulted the victim. $500,000 adds up to one big bust on the Eastern Shore. Authorities arrested 14 people. The drug task force is still looking for all of these suspects, all wanted on various drug and alcohol charges. The investigation began 2 years ago. The task force called it no refill because of the overwhelming number of people facing prescription drug charges. Later this month, Norfolk City Council may give the green light to red light cameras. The plan calls for 2 cameras at 8 different intersections. They're listed here: Brambleton Avenue and Collie, Brambleton and St. Paul's Boulevard, Hampton and Terminal Boulevards, Chesapeake Boulevard and Little Creek Road, Virginia Beach Boulevard and Raby Road, Tidewater Drive and Virginia Beach Boulevard, Military Highway and East Princess Anne and Northampton Boulevard, and East Little Creek Road and Halpern Drive.
Of course, there's revenue generated from the citations that are generated once the violator runs a red light. But our goal, of course, is safety. We want to make sure that people don't run red lights. We understand that fatalities occur when people run red lights.
Now, the council vote set for October 25th. VDOT would then have to do an engineering study before approving this. Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, and Newport News already use cameras.
The Navy is now preparing sailors for deployment, putting their training to the test. This is a boarding simulation exercise. It's conducted today at Naval Station Norfolk. The exercise prepares them to interact with the crew of a foreign vessel. During deployment, sailors will do this just to make sure that there's nothing illegal going on, like drug weapons or drugs or weapons of mass destruction or human trafficking.
What we try to do is create the conditions and standards, and you can see by the role players we have, that's going to effectively simulate what they're actually going to feel when they actually do deploy. So we reduce that pucker factor a little bit so that the teams are comfortable, they're professional, they're knowledgeable, and they know exactly what force protection measures and self-defense measures they have to take that minimizes those particular threats.
The Navy says the sailors conduct several visits, board, search, and seizure simulations before deployments.
A deadly morning on the tracks. A man killed after being hit by a train. Still ahead at 5:30, the latest on the police investigation.
But first, a small California beach town is already devastated tonight after a deadly shooting rampage inside a hair salon. Friends say some of the victims talk about a possible motive.
Watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Rivas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
A shooting rampage in a quiet Southern California town. Police say a man opened fire inside a hair salon. 8 people died in Seal Beach. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren shows us how this small coastal community is coping.
Shock and sadness over a senseless act. Today outside the Salon Meritage, a growing tribute to those killed in Wednesday's mass shooting. It took only minutes. Allegedly armed with several weapons and wearing full body armor, police say 41-year-old Scott DeCry stormed the crowded hair salon and opened fire, killing 8 people and critically wounding another. His ex-wife, a stylist in the salon, and friends say the apparent target of the attack among the dead. DeCry was arrested a half-mile away as he tried to flee the scene. The arrest captured on home video. Police have not released a motive, but friends say DeCry and his ex-wife were involved in a bitter custody battle over their son.
In the past, I knew that there was a lot of strife between the two.
She has a little boy, so now the little boy's without a a mom or a dad.
Among the victims, salon owner Randy Fannin.
He could have easily gotten out because his station's right there next to that door, but he didn't, and he would have tried to protect everyone in there. He was just a great guy.
His wife, also in the salon at the time of the shooting, made it out alive, but at a horrible cost.
And Sandy.
That's his wife?
Yeah.
And she was there?
She was there. She saw.
She saw him get shot?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how she's going to live with that.
A life, like so many others in this community, now forever changed. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News, Seal Beach, California.
Hospital officials say the sole surviving victim of that shooting is improving, but her daughter was among those killed by the gunman.
Will your child's booster seat keep them safe in a crash? New crash test results are in. We'll show you the best bets. We'll also tell you how to make sure your child's seat is the right fit.
Your public utilities, and they're going to cut your water off. Why won't this guy with Portsmouth Public Utilities stop and talk to me out at Charlestown Condominiums? What's going on out here? Check it out tonight on WAVY News 10 at 5.
Super Dapper 10 Live, the worst threat is basically to the northwest of our area, north of Richmond, on up the interstate, on up to the D.C. area. But we do have one area right on into here, into eastern North Carolina. We'll cover that for you coming up in just a few minutes.
The city of Portsmouth is about to turn off the water at 238 units at a condominium complex.
The owners aren't paying the condo fees that pay the water, so the water's about to go. 10 News Side's Andy Fox has this story you'll see only on 10.
And Andy, this is an odd case to say the least.
Yeah, we're still trying to do research to figure out exactly what is the largest number of units that Portsmouth has ever cut off water to. It's very unusual, and it's all outlined in a letter that I obtained from the condo association to condo owners, telling them, pay up or we're all going to lose our water.
It's hurting me, it's hurting everybody.
Mary Baker lives in the Charlestown condominium. She's vice president of the community board of directors. She sent this letter out to residents. Pay your condo fees or risk losing your water.
It's not right. I'm in the same position. I mean, I paid my condo fee from day one, never been late.
So is it
I'm on a fixed income, you know, so it is not.
The letter states 36 units have not paid the $167 a month condo fee. This condo owner is one of them. Why are you behind on your condo fee?
Are you filming now?
Yeah. I mean, I am, because that's kind of the situation out here. We've got the camera rolling on Kenny and on her, too. She hasn't paid. So what level of responsibility do you feel that you have become part of the problem?
Well, I feel that, I don't feel like, I am a part of the problem, but however, we've all feel that the condo fees are excessive.
Maybe, but the condo fees that pay for water, trash, and mowing grass are legally binding. In Mary Baker's letter, the condo association is $133,000 behind on bills, $51,703 owed to Portsmouth Water. If not paid by November 1st, the water will be cut off to everyone because there's no individual water meters. Kenny got the message. Are you afraid they're going to turn your water off?
Yes, I am afraid.
Does that make you want to go out and pay your condo fee?
Yes.
So you understand where they're coming from?
Yes.
Mary Baker's letter also says no more games, no more excuses, and no more dodging your responsibilities. There are no more games, no more excuses, and no more dodging your responsibilities.
Absolutely.
Will they really turn off the water?
No comment.
Then we saw this resident who works for Portsmouth Public Utilities.
Your public utilities, and they're going to cut your water off. Huh? Come on. Public utilities.
He's with the city public utilities. They're the ones who would cut off the water, and he lives out here.
I'm going to take care of my past due amount, but will I still be affected by the others that don't take care of their past due amount? That's where the concern comes in.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. It's a master meter, so everyone gets cut off. Can Portsmouth really cut off water to all those units? Is it fair to do that? Well, a lawyer who is also a Portsmouth City Councilman weighs in on the case of Pay Up or Lose Your Water Condo Association. That story tonight on WAVY News 10 at 6.
All right, thanks, Andy.
Breaking news out of Louisa County, where 4 tornadoes have been reported.
And this is video just into the WAVY newsroom. The sheriff's office says one tornado hit a house that dates back to 1746. It looks like this is it. You can see the home's roof apparently blew off and columns toppled. Can't see the columns though, but you can see the damage.
Very unbelievable what's going on out there right now. Fortunately though, there are no reports of injuries.
Now, in high definition, your Super Dot for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
And there are no warnings in effect for our area whatsoever. There is that watch, which is issued for a wide area, and you can see it running across the bottom of your screen. But no warnings in effect for our area for an individual dangerous thunderstorm. It means, however, that severe thunderstorms could develop within and very close to this watch area. Now, the bulk of the action has been on up from Louisa County northward, right on up I-95 toward the Washington, D.C. area. There have been a number of tornado warnings out for that area. We've had some rain move on through, but that's good into the Hampton Road cities because it's cooled our temperature on down into the low 70s for the most part, and that makes it much less conducive to see thunderstorms after our highs were well into the 80s. But again, this is where the action has been, right about on into here. We've still got a warning going on again to the northeast of the Richmond area. This is not within our viewing area. Our viewing area, in other words, people where they can see us via antenna or cable, and nobody can see us right on into here. So again, that particular area, a tornado warning and a good indication of a tornado. Now, once again, we've got some action there. That's out of our viewing area. But we move on into northeast North Carolina. We are indeed seeing some rain here. Nothing severe. And we can see it from south of Hertford and on up to about the Elizabeth City area. You can see it from Greenfield, Snug Harbor, Burgess. Hertford, not quite as much, but New Hope proper, Durant, up to Nixonton, Woodville, Okisko, Parkville, and of course just on the outer edges of Elizabeth City. Some rainfall going on there with some thunder and lightning, but no severe weather within our area, but we'll watch out as conditions could develop. And again, the thing about the Hampton Roads area is we've seen the rain move through earlier. That's cooled us down, so the biggest action is on off to the north. We are watching this area, though, moving into eastern North Carolina, through eastern North Carolina, but not really seeing definite signs of again, development into anything severe. Everything is moving northeastward at a pretty good clip at around 25, 30 miles an hour. Now, once we get into the hours toward 9 o'clock, we could still see some rainfall into the area, but after that, I think things settle on down pretty rapidly. In fact, I think we'll clear off for a time overnight, and we'll see some breaks in the cloud cover coming up during the day for tomorrow. 10 to 15 mile an hour winds tomorrow at the noon hour. We could see a stray shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon, early in the afternoon, but by later on, 10, 20 mile an hour winds, skies clear, and we end up with a cooler day on Saturday, and lots of sunshine during the day Saturday. 10 to 15 mile an hour winds into the area, and again, some cooler temperatures through the region. Now, right now, the rain that we had earlier cooled us on down after highs of 82. We've dropped on down into the low to mid 80s, and that's good because that lessens our threat of severe thunderstorms. And we don't have much of a chance to warm up any further either. The sun's going to be lower in the sky, and it's going to get dark. It won't warm up. 76 for a high tomorrow. Slight chance of rain in the afternoon. Very pleasant weekend. And then I note toward Wednesday and Thursday, some big changes by the middle and end of next week.
A 70-year-old woman and a 14-year-old boy, an unlikely confrontation. You're going to see what started the whole thing.
You know, a month of your time to make the remainder of their life that much easier, it's you just can't find a better cause.
Still ahead at 5:30, giving back to disabled veterans. How one company is restoring their independence inside their own homes.
A 70-year-old school bus attendant lost her job in Florida. She also faces child abuse because of this. Hattie Branch was picking up something from the floor of the bus when a 14-year-old picked up another child and swung him over a seat. The child's feet hit Branch in the face, and she attacked. Take a look. The video shows Branch pinning the teen down. Police say she also hit and bit him. The whole time, the bus driver and other students yelled at Hattie Branch to stop it. After about a minute, she forced the teen off the bus in a full Nelson hold.
She became aggressive in nature and could have stopped at one point before the assault continued.
Her behavior was not appropriate. That's not how you discipline a child, but in defense and in fear, you kind of do things that you normally wouldn't do.
Now, the bus monitor says the teen had threatened her before, called her profane names, and she was acting in self-defense.
They're holding precious cargo, but is your child's booster seat the safest? The government put dozens to the test. We're on your side with how to check the one in your car. See how it could be the surest fit for your child. Parents have more options now than ever before when buying quality booster seats for young children.
The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety tested 83 seats, naming 31 as best bets. The Costco Prado, several even flow models, and several Graco models are among the seats that correctly position a safety belt on children in almost any vehicle. 6 models, though, were not recommended, including Even Flow Chase and Safety First All-in-One. The seat belt fit is key here.
It's not riding up on the abdomen, which is vulnerable to injury in a crash. The shoulder belt is fitting snugly across the center of the shoulder. You don't want it riding off the shoulder or riding up on the neck.
Now, not using a seat belt correctly on these seats can damage the spine and internal organs in a crash. You can see how your child's booster seat rates on WAVY.com. Just click on the On Your Side tab and then click on this story.